You can and will get 100,000 subscribers very quickly if you follow the tips in this video. Now, to put it really quickly, YouTube has changed their algorithm to encourage smaller channels like yours and mine to keep making content. And it makes sense if you think about it. The more people that are creating content, the more people that will be looking at YouTube. And you can be one of those people that you can see the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, amplify your video. Now, go and get a pen and a piece of paper, or however you take notes, because I'm going to give you some great information. I have 3 different channels, and I'm restarting this channel just to prove my point. So what I'm going to talk you through are practical things that you can do to get up and running and to make sure that you get those 100,000 subscribers. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be in 3 days or 7 days or 1 week, but what I will say is it will happen. If you do the work, it will happen. Now, the first thing that you have to do is just get started. Just get started. Stop making excuses. Stop waiting for your face to get more beautiful, because I noticed that good-looking women do a lot better than men. But even if you're just a regular guy just like me, you can get 100,000 subscribers, but you have to get started. Don't wait for your friends, your family. Don't wait for your wife or your husband, or don't wait for all the fancy equipment. Just get started, because you can sort all those other things out later. So tip number 1 is just get started. Tip number 2, as I said, don't wait for anybody. Don't use other people as an excuse for not getting started, because if you don't get started, then all the other things that we're going to talk about later in the video won't even matter, because you're not even doing anything. Now, first practical tip, I think, once you get started, make sure you make really good thumbnails. So just look at what other people are doing in your genre and make similar thumbnails, but make them compelling, make them something that people want to click on. Now, the other thing, and this is something that I've learned recently, make sure that you name your files correctly. So what you want to do is you want to name your file a similar thing to what your hook is. So whatever your hook is, like this one is, you can get 100,000 subscribers, name your file accordingly and use the name of your file, use that keyword, that hook in the beginning of your video, because you got to come in strong that people will want to watch the video all the way through, just like you are. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and comment on this video, and find 5 or 10 other people in this video to like, subscribe, and comment, because we need to bring each other up together. We've said, just get started. We've said, just forget about family and friends. Don't let them be the reason for not getting started. Make really good thumbnails and make sure that you name your files correctly. Now, the other thing that I'm going to say, and this is a bigger topic, is make sure you build a bulletproof ecosystem. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, the algorithm right now is very favorable to small channels, but the algorithm can change at any time. So you don't want to be dependent on just YouTube. Now, YouTube, one viral video can change your life. You want to make sure that you get that 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 viral videos, but you also want to be able to make sure you have an ecosystem that is generating money for you consistently. So my ecosystem is made up of 3 different things. First, books. I've written a couple of books, and there's a link in the description that will show you how to get books written quickly using AI, and just make sure that you do them. So make sure you look at the description and I'll talk you through that. So number 1 is my books. Now, in my books, I talk about my YouTube channel. And in my books, I also talk about my public speaking, which is number 2. Public speaking, especially if you're an older person, you have a lot of experience. You can share that experience and you can get paid to speak at events. So number 2 in my ecosystem is my public speaking. And when I speak publicly, I talk about my books and I talk about my YouTube. So they keep feeding each other. And number 3 is my YouTube presence. Now, on my YouTube presence, I talk about my book and I talk about my public speaking, which helps me get public speaking engagements, which forms a social proof. So make sure that you're building an ecosystem that can generate money. Each individual thing can generate money, and all together they keep amplifying what you're doing. So you can get 100,000 subscribers, but you're going to have to be persistent and consistent. Don't do that thing where at the beginning of the year you're like, oh, I'm going to start making videos, and then you do 1, 2, and 3, you don't go viral, and you give up. Don't do that. Don't do that this year. Don't do that. Make sure you stay motivated. And if you build a tribe, so build a small tribe of people, you can probably find them in the comments. Build a small tribe of people who keep you motivated. People that are watching videos like this and exchange ideas. Put some of your ideas in the comments and make sure that you keep moving. Because once you go viral, one of the great things about YouTube, which is the #2 search engine in the world, on the planet, the #2 search engine, the great thing about YouTube is that it is evergreen. And what I mean by that is if you're putting quality content out there, 3 years from now, your video could go viral. But it has to be there. If you don't make it, it can't go viral. Motivated. In my other videos, I'll go into each thing in more detail, but make sure that you're doing these things. By doing these things, you will get 100,000 subscribers, and by getting 100,000 subscribers, you can add value to the world. No matter what you're doing, just make sure that you're doing and saying things that are adding value and content that people will want to like, share, and subscribe to. So please do that for me. Look in the comments, find some people to like, share, subscribe. And here's another quick tip. If you want to help people get monetized quickly, make sure that you share their videos with other people that they can get their 1,000 subscribers. And when you're watching their videos, watch the video all the way through, even if you're just playing it in the background while you're doing something else, because they say that a rising tide lifts all boats. So if everybody that's watching this promotes and supports everybody else that's watching this, then we can all win. And this is just to encourage you. Check out my other channels. Make sure you read the description and make sure you get started.